What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp. Welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a very exciting episode for you guys here today. In this episode, we're going to be talking about a $42.2 million options trade for this week. We have new news with Robinhood. We have a lot of stocks to cover with the Dow Jones. We also have news with the airlines and airport data. So we have a lot of important things to go over in this episode, and we're also going to be going over some solid momentum plays at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around to the end of the episode to see all the top plays that we are eyeing for the rest of this week. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. But with that being said, let's get right into it. So Tom, what was the major news of the market today?
Yeah, Robinhood reported more monthly trades than Charles Schwab and E-Trade combined, which is crazy to hear, really. I wouldn't have expected Robinhood to have that much monthly trades. That's kind of insane, and that should really show you how much more retail traders are getting into the markets right now. And a lot of people, you know, they might be younger, and people are obviously on their phones a lot more than they used to be. So I know a lot of people are just gravitating more towards Robinhood, as well as, you know, a lot of YouTube. Obviously, a lot of people who watch YouTube use Robinhood as well, because tons of people on YouTube use it, of course. And that's just an amazing thing to see. Robinhood's really grown over the past few years, and they've really established themselves as one of those brokers that everybody uses, even though they don't have, you know, the best data and they do have glitches sometimes. It's just one of those popular stocks because I feel like it's just easy and very inviting to new investors. But you know, really good to see the growth with them, and really that stuff with RobinTrack today, Mike, how they tried to block RobinTrack's data is actually kind of crazy as well.
Yeah, so Robinhood has came out saying that they're going to limit the data they share or make available to the public. So that's going to hurt sources like RobinTrack.com or RobinTrack.net or just RobinTrack. RobinTrack.net that we covered a couple of videos ago. So this is definitely going to be affected. Robinhood, pretty much they are limiting on the data that they are sharing. But anyways, like you were talking about, Tom, with the amount of trades that Robinhood processes on a day or monthly basis, you know, considering it's so much more than some of their major competitors like Charles Schwab or even E-Trade, Robinhood has more trades than Schwab and E-Trade combined, right? And I know you already covered this, but I think one of the main things is, one, the convenience and simplicity, because you could just jump on, you know, Robinhood on the app and make an account within a couple minutes and then be trading by, you know, a day or two later. While with TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, it's a little bit more complex. And another thing is, too, is I feel like a lot of people started trading because of COVID, because they lost their job, or, you know, because maybe even like gambling has paused, you know what I mean? Like, because sports have stopped. So
yeah, I think like how the guy at Barstool Sports, how he does day trading now because all the sports betting was down.
Yeah. So yeah, and then what happened with the Dow today?
Yeah, the Dow 30 really ended up popping today. It was awesome to see Boeing and Caterpillar both popped about 5%, and that's what really ended up driving up the Dow today. It was awesome to see the Dow kind of outpacing the S&P and the NASDAQ both, and we can kind of trade the Dow using DIA, and then
Yep, DIA. Yep.
Okay, yeah, DIA, and then we can go ahead and use SPY for the S&P 500 and QQQ for the NASDAQ. And as we can see, the DIA has been outpacing both of them lately, and it's been amazing to really see the Dow start to rise back up. I know there's a few bank stocks in there as well, and bank stocks did well today. JP Morgan is in the Dow. They ended up popping as well today. They ended up settling a little bit lower, but they popped well in the middle of the day. And it's just been nice to see the market doing well overall. But I'm glad that the S&P and the Dow are kind of coming back and, you know, finding that equilibrium again with the NASDAQ.
Yeah, for sure. So the NASDAQ has been the leader out of the S&P and the Dow for the past couple of months. You know, the tech stocks have been exploding, and the S&P 500 followed slowly behind the NASDAQ, and then the Dow was really lagging behind both of them. So now we're finally seeing the Dow pick back up. And I know not too many people talk about this. You know, you're going to see a lot of news sources and people talking in, you know, Facebook groups or Discord or, you know, even other YouTubers. And a lot of people don't really talk about the Dow because it's comprised of stocks that move a little bit slower than normal. You know, the NASDAQ has some huge names in there, like Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, just NVIDIA, some huge names that have these huge moves, Facebook, Baidu, Zoom, Adobe, while the Dow has much more stable and slow names like Walmart, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Nike, right? It does have some big names like Apple and Microsoft too, but because of this, the Dow tends to, I don't want to say get ignored by traders because stocks move a little bit slower, but I think there's a lot of room to the upside on the Dow right now because all of these stocks are lagging behind the overall market. So we've seen the DIA, that ETF, really pick up for the past 2 weeks, and I would expect that to continue for the next month or two ahead. Unless some crazy catalyst comes out, but overall the DIA is looking very strong.
Yeah, I could definitely play well. Just make sure you're playing the staircases to the upside here. It's going to be one of those stocks that, if you're going to play calls on it, it's very smart to play. They are liquid, and you can just go ahead and ride the 100 SMA up. We can see it bounce off. It bounces off of it all the time. So the 100 SMA could be a good buying point if you were going to go ahead and play this on the run up over the next month, if that does happen.
For sure. And then what happened with the airport data?
Yeah, the airport data was really crazy. We ended up seeing airports doing way better than expected, and we saw stocks like DAL and American Airlines really pop today, and that's another reason why Boeing ended up popping today as well. But we were talking about American Airlines and the airlines yesterday about how they weren't doing as well. And it turns out that more than 800,000 people passed through the U.S. airport checkpoint Sunday, which is amazing. That's the highest since mid-March. But even though there's an uptick, TSA traffic is still down 70% from the same time a year ago. And I actually have a chart I'm going to go ahead and bring up here. And you can see that in 2019, we were sitting around, maybe 2 to 2.5 million, people per month, flying. And right now we're sitting at around, not even a million, at like 800,000, like they said. So that's really a low number compared to where we were a year ago, but at least it is steadily going up now. Even though it's going to be a slow increase to the upside until a vaccine comes out. I think if a good vaccine comes out, then I think obviously people will start to travel and stuff again more.
For sure. And then there was also news with the $25 billion in additional federal payroll support for the airlines. So that definitely had an impact on why the airline stocks were up today too. So some of the airlines we're looking at is AAL, LUV, DAL, UAL, and then there's an ETF pretty much of all of them combined called JETS, so JETS. So those are pretty much the top airline stocks. AAL is one of the most volatile stocks. It moves a lot more volatile than the other ones, while like LUV is a little bit more stable. It still has huge moves, but American Airlines is really the one that really is good for like momentum trading. So now for today's Discord member of the day. And this person is not only a great Discord member, but he's also one of the first people to comment on every single StockedUp YouTube video. So you'll probably see him in the comments down below. But Slick Messi is our Discord member of the day. He's a great member of the StockedUp Discord, which is the first link in the description down below. But he's also one of the first people to leave a comment on each video. He's always one of the first, and he's always, supporting StockedUp. So thank you so much, Slick Messi, for the constant support and, support with YouTube and Discord. If you guys want to join Discord, you can click the first link in the description down below. But now it's time for the momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first one is Fedex, ticker symbol FDX, was up close to 9% today. Thursday last week, it was sitting around 172. Right now, we're just under $200. We day traded UPS on Friday, which was a monster day trade. FedEx right now has a ton of momentum. And what levels should we be watching?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and watch for it to pop above $200.50, which is right around the high of today.
Yep, so if it breaks above that, we will be eyeing calls on FedEx or eyeing buying the stock. So I know a couple people were asking for an analysis on this, Tom. What are you seeing on FDX? I know it has a ton of momentum, great relative volume. I think it's at all-time highs right now. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let me go to a daily chart. I always like to start my analysis off on a daily chart, of course.
Yep. So
And
it's
yeah,
not all-time highs. Just want to correct that. I was looking at a 6 month.
yeah, it's close to all time. Oh, close to,
No,
like, oh my
like
God.
6 month highs.
Yeah, close to 6 month highs. But yeah, it's awesome to see it. It's awesome to see it really recovering like this, along with UPS. I know a lot of people say FedEx isn't, as good as UPS sometimes, or they don't have as much packages going through them. But the thing is that they are recovering nicely. It looks like they did end up just about break that resistance at like $200. There was a past resistance around $200, and they did kind of break it today. I really like this to the upside. Really just watch for that break of $200.50. I kind of drew it some technicals on an intraday standpoint, and this could have been a good a good way to play this today. If you were going to day trade calls, you could have just played this trend line a few times. But other than that, I really like this to the upside. Really, it's going to depend what happens in pre-market with it, because I think that not pre-market, but once the market actually opens, you can see FedEx gets a lot of volume when the market does open. So like if the market opens, I would expect FedEx to go ahead and hit those green candles and break that high of $200.50. And that's how I would play it tomorrow. But on a daily level, it's just shot up over the past 6 months. So I would just expect it just to keep having the momentum to the upside.
For sure. With the next momentum play, we have MO.
MO. Altera Group. This one's another good stock. Another good runner today. Watch for them to hit. Just watch for them to break 43.25.
Yep, Altria has a lot of momentum, a lot of upside potential. Again, we are eyeing it to the upside. The next play, we have Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT.
Yep, Cat. Watch for them to pop above. I would just watch for them to hit 142.30.
Yep, and then again to the upside. Last but not least, we have Nikola, NKLA.
NKLA. Watch for them to break 45.75 to the upside.
Yep, again to the upside. So now for the $42.2 million options trade for tomorrow, we are eyeing Apple, and we are looking at the 455 strike calls that expire this week, August 14th. There's about $42.2 million put into this position overall all day long. Apple has a ton of great upwards momentum. The tech sector has been a little bit flat today. Obviously, they've been leading the market, or it has been leading the market for the past couple months. But it seems like you could almost never go wrong with Apple calls. So I definitely would not say they are shorting this, but I don't know. I think it's just like a tough position overall. Apple has an amazing uptrend, but just be careful with the trade overall, because you just never know. If someone is trading, millions of dollars within a weekly option, they probably have some good insider information, or they know something that the rest of retail traders don't know. So just be careful if you're going to consider trading this option. So now for the comments from the previous episode. And with the first comment, we have Head saying, I bought a Fastly call. What are your thoughts on this stock? So FSLY, let's take a look.
Yeah, it's actually not looking good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his expiration. If he bought it today, I think he might have a good shot. If he bought it, a couple days ago, obviously he's not in a good position, but it seems like there's a major support level sitting around 76. Do you see that?
Yeah, right around like
daily.
76.50.
Yeah, but going to daily too, you could see that it even bounced off a couple more times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is actually a nice support. Let me draw some technicals up on this. This might be you can see that's actually a pretty solid trend line here. He might be able to get on like at least a nice little pop in the morning tomorrow if he did get him today.
I mean, it's forming higher lows, which is typically a bullish sign. So I don't love the play, but I don't hate it either. I mean, I can see it definitely going up. It's just, when you have 4 brutal red days in a row, kind of like how it had, you know what I mean? But Fastly, they have definitely grown a lot in 2020. And I don't see them just crashing out of the blue. You know what I mean? Like, this might be a much needed pullback because they're just up so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. A
Yeah.
lot of stocks did that. I mean, just look at Tesla's run up. I mean, if we go to Tesla, just look at this run up. They had huge pullbacks on their way up as well. So I mean, I could easily see Fastly having the same reactions.
For sure. So with the next question we have Lanye saying, "Hey guys, thanks for your videos. If I have Boeing, is it a good time to sell now that it is finally in the positive numbers? Also, airlines went high today. Should we sell it now that they are up?" So, it really depends. I mean, if you invested into Boeing or American Airlines for the long term, and now you're finally in the green, I wouldn't sell now. I would definitely hold it, especially if it's for the long term. However, if you're like just looking for like a quick little trade, then I would consider selling. Overall, though, I mean, American Airlines is struggling fundamentally. Boeing, on the other hand, I really like for the long term. I think they have a ton of upside potential. American Airlines, I don't think I don't know. I feel pretty weary about just the airline stocks right now. I don't think airlines are just going to disappear or anything like that.
I do
However,
like Boeing more than the others though, because they do have the military contracts and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, but in regards to American Airlines, so like one of the major airlines has a decent chance of going under, but another airline would just acquire all of their assets. So to sum it up, Boeing has they're not a direct airline company. They actually make the planes, but like Tom said, they have civilian and military. I don't know, like businesses, you could say, or what would you word it? Military and civilian uses.
Contracts, I would say.
Yeah, contracts, you could say. So Boeing has that little edge there. I really like Boeing for the long term. If you're investing for the long term, I would hold on to both of them. If not, if it's a trade, then I'd consider selling.
Yeah, and I mean, I would really think that the government would want to keep Boeing alive because of all the. I'm sure that they have like some special research and stuff that's classified that they've been doing as well.
Awesome. So, with the next comment, we have Gabriel saying, "You guys are the best. Thank you for all these suggestions and tips. I finally feel I'm starting to have an understanding and I'm finally having some W's." There we go. So, thank you so much for that. And then we have Miriam saying, "Just wanted to say thanks for the Bank of America signal. Even though I sold a few minutes before the pop, I am never taking your plays for granted." So, thank you, Tom, for that signal.
Yeah, that was awesome, and it looks like they're actually breaking out of a little wedge that I have again right now as well.
Awesome. So yeah, with the next comment, we have Vin saying, "I'm not a trader yet. I still watch all your videos and use what I can to buy stocks. Thanks." So thank you so much for that comment, Vin. So thank you so much for everyone who took the 2 seconds or just the couple minutes to write us some great comments. We really appreciate it, and it really helps grow the channel. Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market tomorrow?
Yeah, I had a couple different ones actually. Yeah, Bank of America was great today. It ended up popping and bouncing right off of my support at open, which was nice to see. And then we had a nice green day. Even though it ended up coming back down in the middle of the day, we had a great pop off of that support and almost off of the high of Friday, which was just awesome to see. And then it did kind of form like a little wedge off of that support right now as well. And it looks like they're trading above the wedge. And I would say as long as that we can hold the support of 26.26, I could see Bank of America still going up tomorrow as well. And then one other play I had was while we were talking about Boeing, I ended up seeing a very good trend line on it on the daily chart, and this was awesome to see. It's another one of those triple bounces on the way up here, and it looks like that Boeing has a lot of momentum to the upside, like we were saying. And this was right off of the third bounce about let's see, about 6 trading days ago, which was awesome to see. So that's a third bounce on that trend line. And even though Boeing had terrible earnings right there, it just hit that trend line, and that's also the 100 SMA. So it's almost like a double bounce off of that technical. And I really think Boeing is another one of those plays that maybe longer term calls, maybe a couple months out, could play out. But I wouldn't go all in on this. Obviously, I would just get a couple of them if they're that far out.
Honestly, I feel like the best move with Boeing is just buying shares.
Yeah, or sell puts if you have the capital.
True. Yeah, selling puts short to actually be the best move. So yeah, thank you for that insight, Tom, especially with the Bank of America play from last week. I know you definitely helped a lot of people. You called that one out perfectly. It was sitting around $25, and it hit highs around just under $27 today. So great call on that. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Tom and I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving to the channel through the form of hitting that like button, commenting down below, and subscribing. It really helps grow the channel when you guys hit that like button and comment. I know it, seems silly, but every single comment really helps grow the channel, and we're very grateful for you guys. And like I said, if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. And if you guys want to trade the same options that Tom and I trade every single day, click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.